and station myself on the tower, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1, and look out to see what he will say to me, and then I will answer concerning my complaint. Now, Matthew 26, verse 2, he said, wash and pray that you may not enter into temptations. Okay? Wash and pray. What is the place of prayer for you? Is in the tower. Where are you seated? In Christ. Where? In the heavenly places. That's where you are seated. It means that your conversation and your prayer must not be on a lower level. Your conversation and your prayer must be in the place of Christ. That is your station. Do you understand? Now there are four places of a post, which is the first post, the second, the third, and the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. Now, but today let's not explain more of what is what and what is what, because I'm not speaking about washmen. Okay, I'm just speaking that there is those dimensions. But the first one, it is when the Lord will speak to you, but the fourth one, that is when he comes. The first, he speaks to you, and the fourth, he comes. Ne? Now, before we explain, let's go to Luke chapter 12, verse 38. Yes, Luke chapter 11, 38. And to see.
The Pharisees, okay.
Okay, I
can read.
Yep.
The Pharisee was astonished to see that he did not first wash before dinner. And the Lord said to him, now you Pharisees...
What are you reading?
Luke 11.
No, 12. I'm sorry, 12, 38.
38. Luke 12, 38. If he comes in the second watch or in the third and finds them awake, blessed are those servants.
You hear that? When he comes on the second, because the first, that is when he speaks to you, isn't it? But when he comes on the second, he comes on the third. Those guys are blessed because already you are on the fourth. Now let's check Matthew as to get a content. Matthew chapter 14, verse 25. 14:25, Matthew. Let's see, it is real.
Okay. And in the fourth watch of the night, he came to them walking on the sea.
Verse 24.
But the boat by this time was a long way from the land, beaten by the waves, for the wind was against them.
You see, when? In the
fourth watch of the night.
In the fourth watch, the wind was against them. The waves, the wind was against them. When? In the fourth watch of the night, he came to them walking on the sea. Do you get it? What did he say to them?
26.
Yes.
But when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, It is a ghost. And they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, Take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid.
Do you get it? In the fourth watch, that is when now you are gripped by fear. Even when God comes, you still think it's the same ghost that we've been seeing them. You've seen a lot of ghosts now. Now you've been bitten by the waves, and now when he comes, he said, "No, it's a ghost." That is, no, I'm not a ghost. I'm not a ghost. I'm not whatever you have seen last minutes ago.
Yeah.
Now, I believe God is coming, and then we have to believe that in the fourth we are in the fourth watch, and God is coming. And as God is coming, that time it is what is happening on the fourth watch. There are wind are blowing. There's lives. It's like everything is like but that is the time when he comes. And something very important, he said, but the boat was long way from the land, beaten by the waves, by the waves. It means that you are in a time when you cannot go back.
Sadly so.
Even though when you try to decide, said no. When you try to decide, said I'm going back. No, you can't. Why? Because of the boat by this time is long way from the land, beaten by the waves. It means that when you decide to go back, it's either you are waiting for him, you just rather wait for him. In the fourth watch, that is at night, he's coming. And then I believe with all my heart that God said wash. Because of why? Because it's the fourth watch. When you are in the fourth watch, that is a time you have to pray. This he said, he just tell them wash to the disciple. Do you know what was happening to them? He said they were heavy with sleep. It was heavy. And now, but when you read with other version, it is like, you read with other version, it's like, no, they were sleeping. No, it does not say. They were heavy with sorrow. That made them to sleep. It was not a sleep per se that makes them to sleep. It was a sorrow that has made them to sleep. Matthew, when he explained it, was like, no, they just have, they had a long day. Now they had to sleep. But it was the fourth watch. There was so much sorrow that was encompassed around them. Now that sorrow was too much to them. And Jesus, in that sorrow, he said, pray. Why? Because the very same sorrow, it can make you to sleep. And do you know what you're sleeping? He said, while they were sleeping, the enemy came and he planted. You see? He planted when you are sleeping. This is not a time for us to sleep. That time of sleeping is over. You have to pray. Why? Because you know God is here. You know he will come. Definitely. Your spirit is willing. That one you are sure about, that you are willing. Your spirit is willing, but one thing is not willing is your body. It has been caught up by sorrow. That is when temptation want to catch you, but you just don't allow it. Don't allow it. Why? Because you know that he is here. He is here. In the fourth watch of the night, he came to them, walking on the sea. I believe God is coming in an angle that we have never seen him before. He comes in an angle that it will be the first time when you're going to hear him, you're going to see him walking in the sea. Do you remember as in way they said after Jesus has done the miracle of bread and a fish multiplying, they wanted to make him a king and Jesus withdrew. And then he said, Jesus withdraw. They wanted to make him a king and he said, you walk on the water. Do you know why people they want to make you so that you cannot walk over? That moment they made you can't walk over. Because if they said walk over the water, the waters are people. It means that you walk over beyond principles of man, beyond what man has designed, beyond what man has done. Jesus walked on the water, on the fourth watch. That is what he was telling them. The disciples said, come on guys, it is the fourth watch. Wash and pray. Wash. And then this is what Peter said. And they said, verse 27, take heart, it is I, do not be afraid. Continue.
And Peter answered him, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water.
You see?
And he said, come. So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came to Jesus.
Yes.
But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and began to sink. He cried out, Lord, save me.
Do you see? When he began to see the wind,
Lost focus.
when he began to see the wind, and we preach about no, don't walk on the water, don't lose. No, he began to see the devil. He saw the beast. It's not like he saw the wind coming and then blowing. No, he saw, because when you read Daniel chapter 7, he said, I saw 4 winds coming from the sea And it explained those winds. The leopard, the lion, the eagle. Those are the winds. These are the beasts. He saw the beast in the fourth watch. It means that when you are in the fourth watch, there's another beast that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Let's see. Which beast are you dealing with, Daniel? So that you may be clear. You see 4 horses. Who is the fourth one? There's in each horses it deals with something. Okay, but let's see. Daniel chapter 7, verse 7. Let's establish this. Verse 1 to 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel saw a dream and visions of his head as he lay in his bed.
Mm-hmm.
Then he wrote down the dream and told the sum of the matter. Daniel declared, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the 4 winds of heaven were stirring up the great sea.
Do you see? I saw in my vision by night, behold, the 4 winds of heaven were stirring up a great sea. Do you see what Peter saw? Peter saw something was stirring in the water. Let's see the 4th one. 7.
After this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast,
Yeah.
terrifying and dreadful,
Do you see? Terrifying, dreadful,
and exceedingly
strong. Hey.
It had great iron teeth.
Do you see now? What are we dealing with? Iron. God has given us iron. And that thing is just iron teeth.
Yeah. It devoured and broke in pieces and stamped what was left with its feet.
Joe.
It was different from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
Now, do you see this man? He saw something dreadful, something very strong, and then it crashed. It shows you the movie first before it can come to you. Terrifying, dreadful, exceedingly strong. It has great iron. It crushes, and then it comes to you. And then when it comes to you, what happened to you? You are already. Sit down there. You are already in another place. When it comes to you, what will happen to you? Sophie. So you are terrified. He said Peter saw a wind. He was terrified. He sinked. Now you understand why Peter sinked. Now now it makes you to be something else.